You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
New this morning, a tropical storm watch covers parts of the Suncoast. John Scalzi has the latest as Michael churns through the Gulf of Mexico.
Plus, Brett Kavanaugh has been confirmed to the Supreme Court. So why do opponents think they can stop him from taking the bench?
And a devastating limousine crash killed 20 people. What relatives are now saying about the victims this morning. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Morning, folks. Glad with us. It's Monday, October the 8th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jess Daldrick. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get right over to meteorologist John Scalzi, who has a look at Tropical Storm Michael that's brewing in the Gulf.
Indeed, and in fact, it could become a hurricane as early as this morning or afternoon. It has strengthened dramatically over the last 12 hours or so and is now a very well-formed symmetric system that has good chances of developing as it moves into areas of the Gulf that are a lot more conducive for development. So certainly we could see its forecast now to possibly be a Category 2 storm as it lifts northward through the central Gulf and up toward the northern Gulf waters. All computer models seem to be in pretty good agreement of an area around Tallahassee as a landing point for this system in about 48 hours. 70-mile-an-hour winds currently, movement to the north at about 7. The forecast cone so far does not include us and is likely never going to include us. So we do not have any tropical storm watches or warnings up for the Suncoast, but technically we have some tropical storm watches up for Suncoast waters. So we have a small craft advisory, we have high surf advisories, we have rip current advisories, and we have that tropical storm watch for our area waters from Anna Maria north, tropical storm warnings for land. We'll talk all about this system as it lifts northward and the impact on us in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, talk to you again soon. Thank you, John. 6:01 right now. Checking the maps, you'll see a buildup there on 301 northbound as you cross over State Road 70. Also a little blip there on Manatee Avenue West in the eastbound lane as you travel through West Bradenton. Farther south, a little blip there at the 301-41 intersection between Bay Vista and Fruitville. Nothing major right now. And farther south, all clear at 6:01 on your Monday morning. A state of emergency is now in effect in 26 Florida counties north in the Panhandle.
Florida Governor Rick Scott made the announcement last night in preparation of Tropical Storm Michael. The declaration allows resources to move quicker to every community.
We know that storms like Michael can be absolutely devastating and life-threatening, and that's why we all have to take this very seriously. Families should take this opportunity to get 3 days of food and water and make sure all medications are ready. Check on your neighbors and listen to local officials.
Right now, 5,500 National Guard members are on standby. FDOT is briefing crews in anticipation of the potential landfall. State officials are also getting in contact with healthcare facilities to make sure that they are prepared.
And due to the storm, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum is putting his campaign on hold briefly. He postponed events today so he can focus on the storm. He, of course, is also the mayor of Tallahassee, and the storm is heading in that direction. Republicans have criticized his response to storms in the past. It's still unclear if Gillum's GOP rival, former Congressman Ron DeSantis, will change his campaign plans. We are still in the midst of hurricane season. Don't forget to download our free weather app for the latest weather alerts. You can also check out our website, mysuncoast.com, where under the Weather and Hurricane Center tab, you can find a link to our 1-hour hurricane special and our printable hurricane guide as well. Well, after a contentious confirmation battle, understatement, Supreme Court nominee Justice Brett Kavanaugh's first day on the job will be tomorrow, but some opponents still haven't given up.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest from Washington.
Judge Brett Kavanaugh is officially ready to sit on the Supreme Court after being confirmed by the narrowest margin in nearly 140 years, taking the oath the same day. Angry protests consistent throughout the week and continued over the weekend. Kavanaugh, a known conservative, now tipping the balance of the court, something then candidate Trump pledged would lead to a change in abortion law.
If we put another 2 or perhaps 3 justices on, that's really what's going to be, will happen. And that'll happen automatically, in my opinion, because I am putting pro-life justices on the court.
Republican Senator Susan Collins, who cast the crucial vote for Kavanaugh, told 60 Minutes she is very comfortable with her decision to support him despite the sexual assault allegations that nearly tanked his nomination.
I would have voted no if I disbelieved Judge Kavanaugh, but given his denials and the lack of evidence that this happened, I just did not think that it was fair to ruin the life of this distinguished judge.
Some Democrats are talking about the possibility of impeaching Kavanaugh if the party wins back the House in November. But they're making the midterm election, which is only a month away, their main priority.
The bottom line is that they may have the power right now, but we need to take it back.
Judge Kavanaugh will begin hearing cases at the Supreme Court tomorrow. He says he plans to hire all women clerks. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
If you still need to register for this year's election, the deadline is today. It may take a few weeks for your actual card to arrive in the mail, but you don't need the card to vote, just some other form of identification. For the latest on election stories, breaking news, and latest forecasts, head to our new app. You can find it in the App Store under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
Victims' relatives are devastated after a deadly car crash in upstate New York. 20 people were killed after a limo plowed into a parked SUV Saturday afternoon. The limo carried a group of partygoers headed to a friend's 30th birthday celebration. The victims included Erin Vertucci and her husband, Shane McGowan. This, according to a family member. They got married just 4 months ago. The victims also included 2 other women whose aunt was heartbroken after the crash.
They were fun-loving. They were wonderful girls. They'd do anything for you, and they were very close to each other, and they loved their family. They loved their parents. One has 2 little children, and one has 1 child, and they now have no home or no parents.
Investigators say the limo failed to stop at an intersection, but they're still looking into why. The crash is the nation's deadliest transportation accident in more than 9 years.
Now to a developing story in California where firefighters are in a race against the clock. They're working to put out a fast-moving blaze northeast of San Francisco. The fire has burned 1,000 acres in Solano County since Sunday morning. As you can see here, the fire has gutted at least 2 structures, including 1 home right there. Wow, amazing pictures. Parts of Northern California are under a red flag warning due to dry conditions and high winds.
A federal judge has blocked the release of public records. Those records might shed light on a bridge collapse in Miami that killed 6 people. This overrules a state court judge who said in August that the documents are public records under Florida law and cannot be withheld. FDOT agencies had argued that the documents couldn't be made public due to an ongoing federal investigation into the March collapse.
Sexual abuse survivor support groups say they're pleased that more victims may feel able to come forward and report past abuse. This after an announcement by Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. Her office has launched a statewide probe into sexual abuse by Catholic priests. Bondi has established a site to allow victims and anyone with information about priest abuse to report what they know. She says it is too early to know how many Floridians, former residents, or visitors may have been molested.
It's hard to come forward and say this is what happened to me and to feel that shame, but healing happens every day, and it's possible to heal whether you're 75 or 13. Life can be better.
Tips about past abuse can be reported at myfloridalegal.com/sex abuse, or if it's a current case going on, please don't hesitate to call 911.
Take a look at this. SpaceX had its 17th launch of the year last night, sending an Argentine radar satellite into low Earth orbit. The mission was also SpaceX's first to include a successful land recovery of the rocket's booster stage at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. All previous recoveries used a drone ship to land boosters out at sea. SpaceX is just 1 mission away from tying its record of 18 launches in 1 year that was set back in 2017, with several other missions planned for this year, including a new satellite for the U.S. Air Force.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the fall season is kicking off with some big savings. We'll tell you where you can find some Columbus Day deals today.
And coming up at 6:30, we'll tell you about a new map that lets you see if there are problems with red tide on our local beaches.
6:09 right now. Here's a look at Capitol Hill. Busy place these days. They've got 70 degrees right now in the nation's capital and a high of 81 later in the day. As far as conditions here, well, John Scalzi's watching the tropics right now.
Yeah, well, today's not going to be such a bad day, but of course all eyes are on Michael and what happens with it. This is the yellow area. This is the tropical storm wind field. And as you can see, as it lifts northward, it does stay offshore. But of course, this is tied to the intensity forecast that we currently have. And intensity forecasts, as you well know, are a difficult thing, and we haven't shown a lot of skill in that. However, the cone of the system remains offshore. Nevertheless, we will feel effects from this storm. We'll talk about that in a minute.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Rugs as Art. You know the name, you know the building, but do you know what's inside? Yes, Rugs as Art is Florida's #1 area rug superstore, but there is so much more. Amazing furniture, accessories, and art. All this and more. Come see for yourself. You'll love our personal touch and be pleasantly surprised by our affordable prices. Rugs as Art and more. There is so much more to explore.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
We get it, you're busy. But what about those moments when life slows down? It only takes a minute to get election ready. Check your voter registration status. Make sure your signature is up to date. Review your sample ballot. Know your election dates and voting options. So take a moment. Be election ready.
I'm Secretary of State Ken Detzner. Get ready, get set, vote.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we have a 75-degree air temperature. We have an east wind breezy at about 11. That east wind will become breezier as we head into the next 24 hours, thanks to tropical storm soon to be Hurricane Michael. And we have a dew point value of 72. That too will probably rise. We'll look for a 60% chance of showers today, fast-moving showers. And they're along the outer edges of the circulation around Michael. They're basically feeder bands, or the outer edges of feeder bands, plus the combination of a general easterly wind bringing in showers off the Atlantic. So the combination of those two factors brings us that 60% chance of showers today, and that chance increases tomorrow. So we have numerous hurricane watches and tropical storm watches and warnings up for areas of northern Gulf waters. For us, we're looking at a tropical storm watch that affects all of our area waters. That's the indicated area here in blue, plus a high surf advisory, plus rip current advisories, plus a small craft advisory. So anything dealing with the water in the surf and areas near the coastline are going to be kind of hazardous over the next several days because the storms will be elevated. We also have a storm surge watch up for Tampa Bay waters as well. There could be an additional 1 foot height to our tides, or better, depending on the strength of the storm, as we move into Tuesday, but particularly into Wednesday morning. For areas of Bradenton and Anna Maria, there is a tropical storm watch up in effect for that land area. Otherwise, most of the impact from this storm in terms of wind is going to be located further north. Our impacts, I think, are mostly going to come from elevated tidal issues, as well as potential for some wave action causing some coastal beach erosion, and the amount of rainfall that we can get, up to 3 inches or better rainfalls over the course of the next several days, could lead to some power outages. Tornadoes not anticipated, but certainly you can't rule them out with a landfalling tropical system, though the biggest threat, I think, will be to the north of us for that. So all computer models kind of in agreement here and becoming very, very centered right on the Tallahassee area, Leon County, Big Bend region, up around in that location, and then moving it off the north coast. We'll look for 70-mile-an-hour winds, probably increasing to about 75, 70, 80-mile-an-hour winds later this afternoon and into the evening as it becomes a solid Category 1 storm, eventually becoming a Category 2 storm as it lifts northward. It stays a good distance away from us according to this cone, but don't be too fixed on the cone because effects from the storm can be felt well away from the cone. And remember what the cone means. It means that 2 out of 3 of the forecast areas are going to occur within that cone. 2 out of 3 of the forecast areas over the last 5 years. That means that there's a 30% chance that the track could move outside of that cone. So we can't forget about the possibility of that cone shifting a little bit closer to us as we head into the next 24 hours. And we should prepare for the potential of some stronger winds, minimal tropical storm force winds, although it looks like we will avoid tropical storm force winds. East wind at 20 knots, become even stronger over the next 24 hours, so obviously a bad idea to go boating over the next couple of days. In fact, a small craft advisory is up right straight through Wednesday, obviously. 90% chance of storms as we head into Wednesday, possibly even Tuesday night. Wind speeds start picking up tomorrow evening, I would think, and then carry on through the day Wednesday as the storm lifts north of us. And then as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we start to get back to more typical Florida weather. Back to you.
Right. Thank you, John. Taking a look at first alert traffic on this Monday morning. We start in Manatee County. There's some slowdown and congestion on US 301 right at the State Road 70 intersection, leading up to that intersection and going past that. Then we look at Sarasota County. Things seem to be running pretty smoothly on I-75, US 41, and US 301 at this hour. And in South County, things are also running smoothly. In consumer news, the fall season is kicking off with some big savings. No matter what you're in the market for, we've scanned the shelves to find some of the best Columbus Day deals.
ABC's Eva Pilgrim has some tips to save you money.
Columbus Day sales are in full swing, with deals on everything from furniture to outdoor gear to major appliances at Home Depot. Mattresses are deeply discounted. Save up to $900 at Serta, and at JCPenney, get up to 60% off mattresses plus an extra 15% off with coupon. Like this full-size Sealy is $332 down from $1,100.
What we're seeing is great bargains around Columbus Day because retailers want you to spend money with them now as opposed to with their competitors closer towards Black Friday.
It's Macy's Columbus Day sale.
Looking to refresh your fall wardrobe? Get an extra 20% off almost everything at Macy's. And shop thousands of styles starting at just $5 at Old Navy. At J.Crew, the entire store is on sale.
And that was reporter Eva Pilgrim. Some good tips there. A popular beverage is making the news for all the wrong reasons this morning. The makers of the sparkling water LaCroix says it contains only natural flavors, but a new lawsuit claims that the drink is misleading customers, alleging that LaCroix is actually made with synthetic compounds. The lawsuit claims some of the added chemical ingredients cause kidney toxicity and tumors and are used as a cockroach insecticide. But experts say consumers shouldn't jump to conclusions about this beverage.
Consumers should not be alarmed by this lawsuit. The compounds under discussion occur naturally
in citrus beverages like orange juice, lime juice.
The FDA says they haven't formally established a definition for the term natural, but they expect that to mean nothing artificial or synthetic is used. Walt Disney World at the center of a new lawsuit. A New York man is suing after he was arrested for getting into a fight with a Magic Kingdom employee. The man says he never touched the employee. He was planning to propose to his girlfriend, scouting a location from Cinderella's castle, and that's when he says the worker asked him to move back from the parade route. The Disney worker told deputies that the man screamed and grabbed her, something that he denies. Oh.
Auto giant Ford says it will cut jobs as part of a plan to give its business a reboot. The company said it plans to reduce its global salaried workforce. The plan includes a labor reorganization designed to cut costs, but there's no word on how many jobs will be eliminated or when that will happen. The automaker's shares have dropped 26% this year. And Uber and Lyft are planning to offer free and discounted rides to the polls this election day. Lyft is working with Vote.org and TurboVote to provide users with discounted rides. And Uber is partnering with #VoteTogether and Democracy Works. Uber will also offer a Get to the Polls button the day of to help voters quickly find their polling place. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you what doctors know about a rare polio-like disorder affecting children in Minnesota.
And next half hour, a closer look at how Tropical Storm Michael could impact Florida's coast later on this week. 6:21 on your Monday morning, Columbus Day. Here's a peek outside our window, pretty shot there of the downtown skyline. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Welcome back. Health officials in Minnesota have issued an alert to doctors after 6 children in the state have been diagnosed with a rare polio-like disorder.
ABC's Gio Benitez has our story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an unfolding medical mystery in Minnesota after 6 kids are diagnosed with a sudden polio-like illness.
He started just complaining of just really bad neck stiffness. He couldn't move his neck and then his left arm.
7-year-old Quentin Hill is one of those children diagnosed with acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM.
We thought it was a dead arm, like he was laying on it funny, so we didn't think much of it at first, but a couple hours into not being able to move his arm, we started getting more concerned.
At issue, Minnesota's Department of Health says they see at most 1 case of AFM a year. These are 6 cases in just the past 3 weeks. State health officials now working to figure out why.
We don't have a pathogen. We don't know what exactly causes it. We don't have a treatment.
We'll have the latest on this mysterious illness coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
With uncontrolled moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis, you never know how your skin will look. And it can feel like no matter what you do, you're itching all the time. But even though you see and feel your eczema on the surface of your skin, an overly sensitive immune system deep within your skin might actually be causing your eczema. So help heal your skin from within with Dupixent. Dupixent is not a steroid, and it continuously treats your eczema even when you can't see it. At 16 weeks, more than 1 in 3 patients saw clear or almost clear skin, and patients saw a significant reduction in itch. Do not use if you are allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems, including eye pain or changes in vision. If you have asthma and are taking asthma medicines, do not change or stop your asthma medicine without talking to your doctor. Help heal your skin from within. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Coming up, Florida is under a state of emergency ahead of Tropical Storm Michael. We'll tell you when and where the storm will hit the coast and when we could feel the effects here on the Suncoast.
Plus, we'll tell you about when Florida Fish and Wildlife plan to unveil a new tool that'll track red tide conditions across the state.
And Bradenton's famous farmers market is back. We'll tell you how long it's expected to run this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast. Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Jess Dowdrick.
I'm Ray Collins. Columbus Day, October the 8th. Let's get to John Sculty with the details of this forecast, John.
Yeah, it'll be a little cooler today. I guess that's the upside because of the cloud cover that'll be around. The cloud cover, of course, in part caused by the circulation around Michael. We have, over the last hour and a half, lots of watches and even a few advisories up for our area and for the coastal waters and the land areas of North Florida particularly. They have hurricane watches up there. For us, we have coastal issues with a small craft advisory up, a rip current advisory up, a high surf advisory up, as well as a tropical storm watch up for our area waters, including Tampa Bay, and a storm surge watch up for Tampa Bay area as well. That includes northern parts of Manatee County because obviously the tides will be elevated just a little bit as we head over the next 48 hours. We also have to watch out for excessive rainfall. That can be another issue. Wind speeds are not going to be, I think, a big deal with this storm system. If you look at the tropical storm force wind estimates, well, we're in about a 20 to 30% chance of seeing a minimal tropical storm force winds. That means 70% chance that we won't. Tropical storm force winds not forecast right now, but it will get breezy around here. They'll tell you about what that means in terms of our forecast coming up in just a few.
Thank you, John. A tropical storm watch is now in effect for parts of southwest Florida, including Swanee River to Anna Maria Island and the Tampa Bay. Florida Governor Rick Scott has declared a state of emergency ahead of Tropical Storm Michael.
That covers 26 counties in the Panhandle and also around the Big Bend area. Marla Spence has details now of this developing story. Marla?
Jess and Ray, in just about 30 minutes, the state's Emergency Operations Center will be activated to a level 1. This means it will be all hands on deck for planning and preparations ahead of Tropical Storm Michael. Now, this morning, FEMA, Homeland Security, the EPA, the Department of Defense, and the Army Corps will all be under one roof to provide federal assistance with the storm preparations. Earlier this morning, a tropical storm watch was issued for parts of southwest Florida, including Anna Maria Island and the Tampa Bay area. Right now, several agencies across the state are on high alert. At least 6 state agencies and 26 local agencies across the state have been alerted ahead of Michael. Governor Rick Scott has also activated 500 National Guard troops, and the Florida Highway Patrol is also preparing to activate more than 340 state troopers in 12-hour shifts. Over the weekend, Governor Rick Scott urged Floridians to get ready now if they haven't already done so.
This storm has the potential to bring devastating impacts to communities across the Panhandle and Big Bend, and every family must be prepared. We all saw the damage that Hurricane Irma did to the neighborhoods in its path just 2 years ago, and Tropical Storm Michael is forecast to have similar impacts. There is nothing that our state will not do to make sure that every family and visitor in Florida is prepared for any possible impact from this storm.
And Governor Rick Scott says all Floridians need to be prepared in case the storm shifts. You can stay up to date on Tropical Storm Michael on our app and our website, mysuncoast.com. Ray?
All right, thank you, Marla. Checking first alert traffic right now. There's a scene first off in Manatee County. We'll see some development there on 301 northbound on either side of State Road 70. Little blip there also in downtown Bradenton as you travel through Manatee Avenue West. Farther south, here's the scene in the northern half of Sarasota County. Just some small congestion, nothing major right now. Farther south, nothing much to report. It is 6:34 on your Monday morning.
There's a new map that lets you see if there are problems with red tide on local beaches. Take a look. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has released a new interactive map that shows the status of red tide across the state. Samples are tested and then uploaded to the map. The FWC also releases its red tide report every Wednesday and Friday. And with a better red tide report over the weekend, the Sarasota Skiaries say they will be performing later today. Last weekend, the popular water skiing show had to be canceled due to red tide. The show is scheduled to start at 2 p.m. in Sarasota Bay behind Moat Marine. And remember, you can find all of our red tide coverage, including answers to your most asked questions, online at mysuncoast.com. Click on Red Tide.
A high-speed chase in Manatee County ended in the death of a teenage boy. It happened about 3 a.m. Sunday morning. Deputies were patrolling around 17th Avenue West in Bradenton when they noticed a suspicious vehicle. They went to check it out, and 5 teens inside sped away. Deputies say it was a stolen car. The chase ended when the driver slammed into a power pole. 16-year-old Jashad Spicer was pronounced dead at the scene. 4 others have non-life-threatening injuries. All have been charged with burglary and grand theft auto.
A Sarasota man is behind bars accused of videotaping his house sitter without her consent. Perry Carter is facing 8 counts of video voyeurism after an investigation found hidden cameras inside of his home. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say he was taking video of his 23-year-old house sitter while he was on vacation. Deputies got word of more than 60 videos of the sitter, all showing her naked. He's in Sarasota County Jail on $28,000 bond.
The city of Sarasota has decided to postpone a project to add red bricks to a busy downtown road. They're going to delay that project on Lemon Avenue until after Mother's Day. The project will take out parts of the curb along Lemon and add plenty of red bricks as well. It'll also raise the street to be equal with the sidewalk. The original start time was supposed to be a couple of months, but after business owners complained, they switched the start date until after the busy tourist season.
We're always having to weigh the need for investing in the downtown and in this beautifying this area with the logistics and reality of some of those projects and how they affect the business owners.
So the project now should be complete by November of next year. As soon as this week, we might learn more about the future of River Road in Venice. Sarasota County commissioners are expected to consider a budget agreement with FDOT tomorrow. The goal is to eventually turn the 2-lane road into a 4- to 6-lane road. Officials say they hope to start a series of improvements on the roadway beginning in the year 2020.
The Tony Cancer Foundation hosted its first ever Grand Fondo to raise money to support victims of cancer. That's a type of long-distance cycling taking place at Nathan Benderson Park over the weekend. More than 300 cyclists took part in the inaugural races, while families watched from the sidelines cheering on their loved ones. And another group also got together to benefit cancer research. Team Pookie was out to boast Volkswagen in Bradenton, raising money for making strides against breast cancer, being put on by the American Cancer Society, which works to raise awareness and fund research to help save lives.
We raised tons of money for making strides. We are trying to be #1 in the state. We are going to be #1 in Manatee and Sarasota County for the 3rd year. We've raised over $75,000 for breast cancer. We're trying to raise $56,000 this year alone.
The Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will take place on October 20th from 7 to 11 a.m. at Nathan Benderson Park. And the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall was hosting a one-of-a-kind dog show put on by Dante's Den over the weekend. The Pooches took to the runway, rocking adorable Halloween-inspired looks. I absolutely love them. ABC7's very own meteorologist John Scalzi was also there as one of the judges. There he is.
He's wearing a tie there. All right, that time of year, people making their new pumpkin choices for the season. This weekend was the start of the Fruitville Groves Pumpkin Festival. The fest runs every weekend through the month of October. Hours are from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with pony rides, a petting zoo, live music, food, and of course, lots and lots of pumpkins as well. The seasonal market is back. Saturday was the first day of the farmers market in downtown Bradenton. The market is held on Old Main Street. That's between Manatee Avenue West and 3rd Avenue West. runs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's still plenty of time in case you missed out. The market's back every weekend till May 25th, and parking is also free as well. Two very different farmers markets in downtown Bradenton and also downtown Sarasota.
Yeah, I'll have to go to the one in Bradenton. I've never been there. I've been
nice.
to the downtown Sarasota one.
Both very picturesque. Still ahead to tell you about a new study that suggests artificial sweeteners could be doing more harm than good to your digestive system.
And we'll tell you why pop star Taylor Swift is making her political views known ahead of the 2018 midterm elections. But first, we're taking a look at our tower cam this morning. We're looking over the city of Sarasota this morning.
Yeah, looking south toward the skyline. Looks like a nice day in progress as far as the radar goes. For that, here's John Scalzi.
We got some rain showers coming our way today, but I think over the course of the next probably 2 days, we have much more rain. The total accumulations over the course of our 3-day period, probably as much as 3 inches or better in many locations. So we'll watch today about a 60% chance of a few of these rapidly moving showers move across the area, particularly in the second half of the day. A lot of cloud cover around, keeping our temperatures down just a little bit. We'll talk about all of the issues surrounding what will probably be Hurricane Michael before the day is over in just a few.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I'm a Florida voter. I want to make sure my voice is heard.
Here in Florida,
we have 3 ways to vote.
Vote by mail.
Early voting.
And voting at the polls on Election Day.
Make sure your voice is heard.
I'm Secretary of State Ken Detzner. Get ready, get set, vote.
When ABC7 declares a first alert weather day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a first alert weather day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A first alert weather day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion. Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
You know, and these pre-dawn hours are generally when our winds are the lightest, but now already an east wind blows in at about 10, so it will be a breezy day today, a breezy afternoon particularly, and tomorrow we'll kind of transition between breezy and even windy. We'll look for 75 degrees, the current air temperature. We have a east wind, as I mentioned, and we have a dew point value of 72. The east wind going to sling back some showers in our direction today, so we'll give it about a 60% chance of seeing some rainfall. Scattered at times, lots of cloud cover across the region. Cloud cover holding down our temperatures into the upper 80s most likely, and then dropping them down into the 70s as we head into the overnight, but probably high 70s because the cloud cover kind of keeping the heat of the day locked into our area. Scattered showers down to the south, all part of the circulation around Michael. An easterly wind also picking up some scattered showers off of the Atlantic coast and pushing them back in this direction. So the combination of those factors bringing us that chance of rainfall today. Watches and warnings have started to fly across the Florida Peninsula, the western part of the Florida Peninsula. Particularly, we have hurricane watches up for that area. For our area, we have tropical storm watches up for our area waters. We have a storm surge watch up for Tampa Bay. Could see perhaps another additional foot rise in tides as we head into particularly Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. And we also have rip current advisories, high surf advisories, small craft advisories. So anything associated with water in our area over the course of the next couple of days, and the winds are going to create for kind of hazardous recreational activities out on the waters. You just don't want to be out there. Otherwise, tropical storm force winds are not currently forecast for our area, though certainly it is possible. We have about a 30% chance of seeing some tropical storm force winds right along the immediate coast. A lot of it is going to depend on whether or not the storm tracks to the east of these computer models, or it stays to the west of these computer models, or it follows the center line. If it gets a little closer to us, we have a higher risk of seeing some tropical storm force winds. Certainly we could see some tropical storm force gusts right along the immediate coast, the Keys and areas of Manatee County along Tampa Bay. But the track does not include us in the cone currently. But remember, the cone is only a suggestion of where 2 out of 3 forecast track errors lie. There's that 30% chance that it could lie outside of that cone, so we'll keep an eye on this storm very carefully. Right now, though, forecast to go up toward Leon County, and most of the models do agree that it moves toward the northern Gulf Coast. Its closest path to us probably Tuesday night in through Wednesday, and then as we head into Wednesday night, it starts to make landfall to the north, and its impact on us less. So probably late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, the best chance for seeing our strongest winds. Even so, I don't think the winds will do damage. They could lead to some isolated power outages, though. We'll watch for that. Severe weather not forecast right now, though any landfalling storm has the potential of producing some isolated severe weather. 20-knot winds for us today. Obviously not a good day to be out on the water. Small craft advisories up 2 to 4 foot seas. Tomorrow into Wednesday, we could see those waves get as high as 10 feet. Looking for a 60% chance of rain showers today. Increasing rain shower chances for the next several days, 1 to 3 inches of rain. Then we get back to our average weather for the weekend. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look at first alert traffic at 6:47 on this Monday morning. Looking in Manatee County, things are running pretty smoothly, except along I-70. There's a little slowdown near the intersection of US 301. We head south to Sarasota County now. Things still running pretty smoothly on I-75, US 41 and 301. And in South County, things seem to be running smoothly still as well. In HealthSmart, a recent study found several artificial sweeteners, all of which are approved by the FDA, are toxic to your digestive system.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It says the sweeteners are in many drinks and food as well. Turns out just a milliliter of sweetener can be toxic. So always check the ingredients in what you're eating and drinking before adding anything to it as well. Gas stations might be releasing more emissions than previously thought. A new study from Columbia University found that fumes travel 10 times higher than past research. They also found that for every 1,000 gallons of gas pumped into cars, almost 2 pounds of toxins are pumped into the atmosphere.
Looking ahead here on the Suncoast, Venice Regional Bayfront Health may get a decision on its proposed new hospital later today. The hospital still needs approval from county commissioners to be built. They want to build the 210-bed facility southeast of Jacaranda Roundabout in Venice. Commissioners are expected to take up the proposal in a meeting this afternoon. In entertainment news, Venom takes the weekend box office, and Saturday Night Live tackles Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation.
And you knew they would. ABC's Christopher Watson has today's Showbiz Wrap.
For Forget the bad reviews. The Tom Hardy anti-hero flick Venom debuted with an estimated $80 million, taking first place and smashing the $55.7 million previous October opening record set by Gravity 5 years ago.
All you gotta do is trust me.
Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's A Star Is Born also exceeding estimates with a $41.2 million domestic opening. Good enough for second.
Don, I'm here in the GOP locker room.
After lampooning the Senate hearings last week, Saturday Night Live this weekend acknowledged Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation just hours earlier with a sketch featuring giddy Republicans enjoying a post-win locker room celebration. Scott Wilson, the veteran actor best known recently for playing Herschel on The Walking Dead, has died. No cause of death was given. Wilson was 76. Gina Gershon's joined the cast of the CW's Riverdale. She'll play Jughead's mom. And Matt Damon's 48 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
And Taylor Swift is brushing aside her usual silence on politics. On Sunday, she threw her support behind 2 Democrats running for Congress in Tennessee. Swift said on Instagram she used to stay away from politics, but events over the past 2 years made her speak up, wanting to support candidates who fight for LGBTQ rights and against discrimination and racism. In her post, Swift also urged her young fans who have not registered to vote yet to do so.
Still ahead, your top 74.7. All the top headlines, news, traffic, and weather. Stay with us. Here's a peek right now at a beautiful shot of daybreak on Capitol Hill.
Stay tuned. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at NationalGuard.com.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Welcome back. Here are the top 7 things you need to know before you head out the door.
First off, John Scalzi's first alert weather forecast.
Of course, we have some tropical storm watches up for our area waters. We also have high surf advisories, small craft advisories, as well as rip current advisories for our waters as well. We'll get a chance of rain showers today as some of the easterly winds bring in some showers from Atlantic coast. And then as we head through the next couple of days, showers down to our south will lift north as well, bringing us good chances of rain. The forecast track of the storm stays off our coastline, but still, it'll get breezy around here over the next several days. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Number 2, first alert traffic. No major issues right now on Suncoast Road. Some buildup there on 301 northbound and southbound as you cross over State Road 70.
And number 3, all eyes are on the Gulf where Tropical Storm Michael is heading toward the Panhandle. The governor has declared a state of emergency for at least 26 counties ahead of the storm.
Number 4, the Sarasota man is behind bars accused of videotaping his house sitter without her consent. Perry Carter facing 8 counts of video voyeurism after investigation found hidden cameras inside his house.
And number 5, a new hoax on Facebook. Messages telling users they've sent out duplicate friend requests and they're making their way around the site. The bogus message also tells you to forward it to other users. Facebook says you can ignore those messages and delete them.
I've received a bunch myself. A sure sign of fall, the annual Pumpkin Fest is underway at Fruitville Grove east of the interstate. It continues each weekend through the end of October.
Finally, number 7, what's trending? The anonymous artist Banksy is known for his stunts, and he may have just pulled off the most perfect art world prank yet. His work, Girl with Balloons, sold for almost $2 million, but moments after the gavel fell, it was reduced to shreds. Take a look. The shredder was hidden inside of the frame of the painting, and it caused the work to self-destruct. Banksy himself posted a picture of stunned patrons watching as the shredder did its work, along with the words, going, going, gone.
Oh, it's going down the frame, I see.
And being shredded as it goes.
I keep watching the frame itself. It's below the frame.
I can't imagine how that buyer is feeling. $2 million and then you don't even get your piece of
Why would that buyer spend $2 million on that in the first place?
He liked it. He's not going to get it.
Hopefully he didn't like it too much because now it's in a pile in the garbage.
This seems kind of a mean stunt. I don't know.
I don't get that at all. Thanks for watching Good Morning Suncoast. Thank you for being here, Jessica.
Stick around for Good Morning America. It's coming up next. Have a great day.